Welcome back to Car Future Wheels, where we dive deep into the machines that redefine performance and emotion on four wheels. Today, we're looking at something that doesn't just raise the bar, it breaks through it. This is the 2026 Porsche 911 GT3 RS, the ultimate street-legal track weapon that shows what happens when Porsche's motorsport obsession meets everyday usability. If you thought the last GT3 RS was intense, buckle up, this one is a full-blown adrenaline injection. Move around to the side and the story continues. The 2026 GT3 RS sits on staggered lightweight center-lock wheels, 20 inches up front and 21 in the rear, wrapped in Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2R tires so sticky they might as well be chewing gum on asphalt. Behind them are carbon ceramic brakes the size of pizza pans, clamped by bright yellow calipers that scream "Don't mess with me." The fenders are wider, with more pronounced vents behind the front wheels to extract air and reduce turbulence. The doors are made of carbon fiber, the glass is thinner than before, and even the paint has been formulated to save weight. Porsche's obsession with shaving grams borders on madness, but it's the kind of madness that produces magic. From the rear, this car is pure theater. The massive swan neck wing now features active aerodynamics that can double as an air brake under hard deceleration. The diffuser looks like it's straight from Le Mans, with channels deep enough to hide your hand in. The taillights remain those sleek, razor-like LED strips stretching across the back. But the exhaust sits proudly in the center. Twin titanium pipes that pop and crackle with every blip of the throttle. Just standing behind this car, you can feel the tension, the coiled aggression ready to be unleashed. Open the door and step inside, and the atmosphere changes. It's still unmistakably Porsche, but stripped down to the essentials. Alcantara everywhere, carbon fiber panels, and bucket seats that hug tighter than your first love. The steering wheel, inspired by Porsche's GT3 Cup race car, now includes 4 rotary dials, one each for traction control, suspension stiffness, differential settings, and drive modes. You can adjust everything on the fly, mid-corner if you dare. The new digital cluster gives you lap timing, tire pressure, G-forces, and even an aero visualization mode that shows real-time downforce distribution. It's like having a pit crew inside your dashboard. There's no heavy infotainment bloat here. Porsche knows GT3 RS buyers aren't interested in watching Netflix on the go. But what you do get is an incredibly focused driving environment. The pedals are perfectly aligned, the seating position laser precise, and every control feels mechanical, deliberate, connected. The cabin is so tight and functional that you almost forget it's street legal. Yet, there's still enough refinement to remind you this is a Porsche, not a stripped-out race car with number plates. And then, the real heart of the beast, the engine. Sitting in the back is a naturally aspirated 4.2-liter flat-six that revs to an absolutely bonkers 9,500 revolutions per minute. Porsche has squeezed out 550 horsepower, all without a turbo in sight. It's raw, pure, and utterly addictive. The throttle response is instant, like the engine is wired straight to your brain. The sound, a metallic wail that builds into a shriek, is symphonic in a way only Porsche can achieve. In an era of forced induction and electric whispers, this car sings an analog song that hits straight to the soul of every purist. Under the hood, performance numbers, absolutely ridiculous. 0 to 60 in 3.0 seconds flat, and that's on street tires. The top speed is electronically limited to 198 miles per hour, but on a long enough track, it'll flirt with the 200 mark. More impressive, though, is the grip. At 180 miles per hour, the GT3 RS generates more than 1,000 kilograms of downforce, enough to theoretically drive upside down if you could find a tunnel long enough. It's not just speed, it's control, and that's where Porsche dominates. But raw numbers don't tell the whole story. It's the feel that makes this car so special. The steering is alive, full of feedback. The suspension, with its adaptive dampers and track-calibrated setup, manages to be brutal when you want it and surprisingly compliant when you don't. It's not comfortable in the luxury sense. This isn't a car for lazy Sunday cruises, but it communicates with such clarity that even a short drive feels like a masterclass in engineering. Porsche's engineers also reworked the airflow beneath the car, introducing what they call aero vector control, where movable panels redirect air to balance drag and downforce in real time. The result is stability that borders on supernatural. On a track, the GT3 RS doesn't just go around corners, it devours them. It pivots, grips, and rockets out with surgical precision. You can throw it into a bend at absurd speeds and it just sticks, begging for more. And even if you push too hard, The car's stability systems are so finely tuned that you feel like a racing driver correcting a slide rather than being saved by software. Now let's talk about the price, because performance like this doesn't come cheap. The 2026 Porsche 911 GT3 RS starts at around $245,000 before options, but as any Porsche fan knows, the options list is where things get wild. Want a hatch package with magnesium wheels, a carbon roll cage, and even more weight reduction? That's another $40,000. Custom paint to sample? Add 10 grand. Ceramic brakes? That's included now, thankfully. But if you go all in, you're easily looking at a $300,000 plus machine. And yet, for what it delivers, it's arguably worth every cent. This is not a car for the garage queen collector, it's for those who live for the drive. As for availability, Porsche is keeping production tight, and allocations are already spoken for in most regions. So if you're thinking of walking into a dealership and ordering one, you might want to bring a very friendly checkbook, or a long-standing relationship with your dealer. This car isn't about exclusivity for the sake of it, though. It's about creating something that sits right on the edge of possibility, a car that feels like a direct bridge between the racetrack and the road. Behind the wheel, the 2026 GT3 RS is an emotional experience. Every gear shift, every rev, every vibration reminds you that this is something special. You don't just drive it, you bond with it. It demands respect, focus, and passion. It rewards you not with comfort, but with connection. It's a car that makes you feel alive in a way few modern machines can. And when you park it, step out, and glance back, you'll catch yourself smiling, because you know that in that moment, you've experienced one of the purest forms of automotive perfection on the planet. The GT3 RS is not about numbers or status, it's about the feeling of mastering something that's been engineered with absolute devotion. So, after spending time with it, what's the verdict? The 2026 Porsche 911 GT3 RS isn't just another evolution, it's a revolution of what's possible within the laws of physics for a road car. It's faster, sharper, lighter, and somehow more emotional than ever. Porsche has taken everything it's learned from decades of racing and distilled it into a machine that's as close to perfection as a steering wheel and pedals can get. If you're a fan of analog emotion in a digital world, this is your car. It's the ultimate expression of driving purity, a love letter to those who still believe in the sound of a high-revving flat six echoing through a mountain pass. And as the automotive world shifts toward electrification, the GT3 RS stands as a proud reminder of what made us fall in love with cars in the first place. That's the 2026 Porsche 911 GT3 RS, a brutal, beautiful, and utterly intoxicating. Let us know in the comments, if you could take it anywhere for one perfect drive, where would you go? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss the next deep dive here on Car Future Wheels, where passion meets performance, and the future of driving is always just a rev away.